The city is awash with spaces and places that can be considered as hidden gems, like this one, the Riverwalk Gateway, which uses the scenic passageway to connect the river to the lakefront trail. Now, you might think it's a very daunting task to try to find all these places and spaces by yourself, but the good news is that the city has done all the legwork for you. Eat, Play, Love Our Neighborhoods, an electronic or ebook, is a free guide that puts the inside story about Chicago's museums, restaurants, landmarks, and more right at your fingertips. Accessible to everyone on the internet, it's easy to download the digital book to a computer or a handheld device like a smartphone or iPad and take it with you.
I think it's a great tool for visitors and also for people who live here who just haven't had a chance yet to get to some part of the city that they're curious about. They've heard about it, but they don't know exactly what's there. The ebook seemed like the way to go based on costs and everything else. We wanted to make it as accessible to the public as possible, and so putting it online and making it free was, I think, a very good strategy.
With one click, you can find plenty of insightful articles and essays, like this one. It chronicles Bronzeville's history as a mecca of African-American arts and culture just a few miles south of downtown, or the tale of Edison Park's evolution from small town to far north side restaurant destination.
I particularly love Garfield Park. I think it's a great neighborhood for families, for people who are interested in history. It's got the Garfield Park Conservatory, which is truly a jewel. It's over 100 years old, designed by landscape architect Jens Jensen.
The ebook also features insider tips that help you, say, plot a trip to Avondale to shop for unusual wares, or explore the cultural vibe at theaters and art galleries in Lakeview or Humboldt Park.
I think the book is really great just as a read, because I think it's a lot of fun to look at Chicago's neighborhoods, and you get a little bit of history, but you get a lot about what you can see and do right now.
The inspiration for the ebook began a few years ago when the city did a survey asking people what they were most interested in visiting. That study yielded a plethora of suggestions. The 2,000 or so neighborhood sites were cataloged on the Chicago Tourism website. To help wrestle the wealth of information into the user-friendly ebook, the city turned to local author Alan Solomon. I recently had the chance to catch up with Alan and sample a couple of the places he spotlights in the book. The Dulcelandia candy store in Little Village presides over a corner on 26th Street, a thoroughfare that teems with restaurants and shops. The family-owned Emporium stocks a dizzying array of candies, chocolates, and lollipops, all imported from Mexico. Oh, and did I mention the piñatas?
Imagine you with a small child. You give the child a bag, a plastic bag, and say, go for it. Fill up this bag with whatever intrigues you.
You've done that, haven't you?
I've done it. I felt so good about it, too.
It's almost like having Halloween any day that you wanted.
Exactly.
Is this uniquely Chicago? It's uniquely your father's vision of what a candy store would look like.
That's correct. The whole design, the candy walls where you see the candy cascading everywhere, it kind of gives you that atmosphere of fun and excitement. And a kid walks in, and every time I see a child walk in and go, wow, we've done our job.
According to Alan, there are about 7,300 local restaurants. That's more than enough reason to head to just one more today. MacArthur's is a soul food cafeteria in Austin, one of 7 eateries featured in Eat, Play, Love Our Neighborhoods that specialize in Southern cuisine. Alan and I buzz through the line, grab our vittles, and settle in at our table. You were right about the smothered part, by the way.
Yes, anything smothered pork chop, smothered chicken, anything smothered is good.
Between bites of tasty pork and yam, Alan figuratively dons his travel writer hat and gives me some final bits of culinary advice.
You kind of trust your instincts. You look around and look for a place where local people are eating. And I found places like that in every one of the 77 neighborhoods in Chicago.
It's easy to download Eat, Play, Love Our Neighborhoods to your smartphone or computer. Visit explorechicago.org to get all the details. And by the way, the website also features interactive maps that quickly give visitors directions to and a bird's eye view of eateries, landmarks, green spaces, and more. A treasure trove of photographs bring a sense of place, and links to related websites reveal a wealth of information.
We just were able to find so much and to populate our website and to be able to do this book. And again, make it accessible for people that live in Chicago, people that live anywhere in the world that are interested in our city. We want to welcome them. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to enjoy the city.